McCarthy, the Michigan quarterback that scouts, many agree that he is not a first-round pick, but yet he may go in the top 10. I told you the first time I watched him, I thought, ham and egger, he's okay. It's Harbaugh, it's Michigan, the O-line, the run game, the defense. I don't get it. And so there's a lot of different opinions right now on him. And so we're always trying to figure out, and so are NFL teams, what's the common thread? How do we predict to a higher level who's going to make it, who's not going to? So I went to the last 10 drafts, and there are 12, we can argue, but 12 quarterback hits in the last 10 drafts. C.J. Stroud, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Herbert, Burrow, Lamar, Jalen, Jordan Love, Kyler Murray, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff. Franchise guys. Franchise guys. The school clearly doesn't matter because Josh Allen went to Wyoming. Jared Goff went to Cal. Jordan Love went to Utah State. I mean, Lamar Jackson went to Louisville. That's an okay program. So the school doesn't matter. Size is mostly overrated. Kyler Murray's small. Josh Allen's a giant. You'd rather be bigger than smaller, but Lamar Jackson came in really spindly, and Josh Allen didn't. And Patrick Mahomes, the greatest maybe ever, is average size, 6'2". The franchise history can matter, but it doesn't matter that much. Trevor Lawrence got the Jags to the playoffs. Kyler Murray did the same to Arizona in a division with Pete Carroll, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay. And Joe Burrow got the Bengals to a Super Bowl. So what over the last 10 drafts of the 12 quarterback hits? Now, hit can be Mahomes. It can be Goff. A hit can be Josh Allen. It can be Kyler. But they're hits. They're franchise guys. The only criteria that I have found that I can depend on, it's one of two things that gives you a higher probability to be a franchise guy, a high-end franchise guy. Number one, you either in college elevated an average or a weaker roster. Lamar Jackson, Goff, Dak, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Jordan Love. Justin Herbert had Penei Sewell at left tackle, but no other great NFL player on offense. So 7, 8 of the guys elevated at the college level. They took a college roster that was okay, and they elevated it to a Rose Bowl, a Big Bowl. Or the second criteria that becomes an NFL hit in the last decade, that you're on a stacked team, but you're insane productive. Jalen Hurts at Oklahoma, 52 total touchdowns his last year. Joe Burrow's last year at LSU, 65 touchdowns. Kyler Murray, Oklahoma, 5,300 yards, 54 touchdowns. So you're either one of two. You elevate an average college roster or a weak one, or on a stacked roster, you're Superman. J.J. McCarthy's neither. He had average stats on a stacked roster. He's neither. That's my issue. If you go to the last decade, we get about 1.3 quarterbacks per draft that hit. We have 6, 4 for sure, maybe 6 first-round quarterbacks. You got to either show me in college that you took a Wyoming, a Texas Tech, a Mississippi State, an Oregon roster, and took it to a different level, a Rose Bowl, a big game. You took it to a different level. Or you're on one of these traditionally stacked rosters in Oklahoma, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, but you put up crazy numbers. You jump through the television set. With J.J. McCarthy, not the first one and not the second one. He had 25 total touchdowns last year on a team that blew out a lot of people. He had one 300-yard game. So when I push back on J.J. McCarthy, I've been trying to figure out what is it. I mean, he's 6'3", he's tall enough. He won a bunch of games, but he didn't elevate a team that had average players, and he didn't put up rip-roaring, crazy, productive numbers like all the other guys that are hits in the NFL. So his Michigan experience is not an NFL experience where you will go to a crappy team in the top 10 and have to elevate an average roster. Or maybe you go to a stacked roster on a great team in the NFL, but that's very rare. Most of those great teams already have great quarterbacks. So there's my answer. There's my answer on J.J. McCarthy. Jason, much higher on him than I am. That's okay. I'm a little higher on Bo Nix than everybody else. That's okay. But I think our biggest argument, because you love all these new young NBA players, and although I do think the league is never been more talented, the Team USA has finalized the roster for Paris.
Stop it.
Thank God LeBron, Steph, and KD showed up.
Jeez. Wow.
Otherwise, what an indictment of AAU basketball.
Woo.
Woo.
Oh, you're coming in hot on a Tuesday.
Stinker.
How many beverages did you have last night?
Well, half of one beer.
You are fired
Watching
up.
the WNBA draft.
I'll say this. The J.J. McCarthy take was a good one. That made me think. I did not just... Like, we saw him. We watched him, game manager, if you will, right? Did what was asked of him. Didn't make a lot of mistakes.
Very Alabama-like.
I feel bad for pushing him as a top 10 guy in, like, November.
Well, he may still end up there.
He's great value at, like, 22. Great value. Imagine plugging him into the Miami offense or the Minnesota offense later in the first round.
Yeah, but how about start for New England game 1?
Oh, stop. Come on.
Start for the Giants.
Come on.
That's what everybody tells me. I mean, I went back to 10 drafts, and I found the 12 hits. And you may not like Kyler Murray, but if you can take Arizona and that circus to the playoffs in that division, you're a hit.
So
Dak Prescott, I may be critical. He wins 12 games a year. Dak is a hit.
I think, was it your buddy Schrager that had the Giants trading up for J.J. McCarthy or something like that in his mock draft? Somebody texted me something about
trading up for him.
Yeah.
All right. We've got a lot of stuff today. I got to have my say on the Paris Olympic team.
We're going to need an hour for that topic alone, okay? It's going to get heated because it's not a discussion. The Dream Team will get the 92 Dream. Are you talking about the competition for the 92 Dream Team? Angola?
I'm talking about this Team USA if you took LeBron, Steph, and Durant off it.
Well, why would you do that? Why would you take three of the top, I don't know, 15 players in the history of the sport? Why would you take them off the team?
You put it off long enough. It's time to replace your tires. Tire Rack has tires that will elevate your drive. You can, if you drive on the freeway like me, not much of an off-road guy. I go to work, I come home, I'm boring. They have commuter comfort tires. If you're like off-road stuff, all-terrain tires, on and off-road adventure tires, they have those too. TireRack.com is where you go to get started. They have a tire decision guide, and they just ask you a bunch of questions. How often do you drive? What do you drive? Where do you drive? How long do you drive? You get a personalized tire recommendation. Right now, they have a full line of Kumho tires, shipped fast and free to a recommended installer near you. Choose the convenience of mobile tire installation. They'll bring your new tires to your home or office, install them on site. Doesn't get much easier than that. Go to TireRack.com/Collins. See their Kumho test results. It's the way tire buying should be. Great tires, great price, really, really easy. They may come to your house or work and put them on there. Go to TireRack.com/Collins.